Hi there, this is Aoife from Wicklow, Willow, and I'm here today to show you how to make a St. Brigid's cross, okay? So you have a bundle of rushes that you harvested from the park or from a ditch or from a bog maybe somewhere, okay? And you need those, and you need to kind of sort them out or grade them, okay? So I'll go through that now in a minute, okay? You need some pre-cut pieces of string. You need four, one for each arm of your St. Brigid's cross, and you need two elastic bands just to kind of help you along the way. Sometimes it's useful to have the elastic bands before you use the string. Okay, now before we get started, I'm just going to show you a St. Brigid's cross, the kind we're going to make today. Okay, so we have one here. Okay, it's a nice little cross with a nice lozenge shape in the center. It has four arms and they're tied with pieces of string. They have a nice diagonal cut at the end just for a little decorative feature. Okay, so that's what you're going to look to make today. Okay, so I'm going to put that back over here for a minute. Now, first thing you need to do is take out about 20 of the best rushes that you have. Kind of get the thicker ones if you can, okay? So with that bunch, take out any brown bits or bits of grass or anything like that. So you sort them out, okay? And you get just kind of, you're left with the clean willow, okay? So there we have it. Give them a little tap on the table. And to make things a little bit easier, we're going to cut it to about 30 centimeters long. Okay, that one was upside down, so I'm going to put that in there like that. Okay, now I've tapped them on the table. I'm going to use the scissors to cut them at about 30 centimeters, which is approximately here. Okay, now holding that bunch tightly in my left hand. Now, when you're using a scissors, get a grown up to help you. Okay, and with my right hand at about 30 centimeters, I'm going to give a cut and just cut the tops off like that. And you can put those tops to one side. All right. Now, after doing that, you have nice, clean, approximately 30 centimeters long, okay, pieces of rushes ready to go. Now, I'm going to leave those there. All right. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to pick up one of your rushes, okay? So I have a nice one here, a nice thick one for my first one, and I'm going to hold that vertically, okay? Now just get some of that out of the way, and in my right hand I'm going to take my second rush, okay? With my right hand holding at the center point of that rush, I'm going to give a little pinch with my forefinger and thumb, so it kind of leaves it, allowing you to fold the rush like that. It makes things a little bit easier. Now I'm going to take that rush, I'm going to place it here in the center of my vertical rush, holding it with my thumb and forefinger on my left hand, and then going to fold it like that. Okay? Now, so I have it folded and ready to go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a counterclockwise turn, holding the center of my cross between my thumb on my left hand between my thumb and my forefinger. I'm going to turn it like that, okay? So now the folded rod is facing up, okay? Or it's facing away from me, okay? Now I have it held tightly, so I do, with my thumb and my finger. Now I get another rush, my third one, in my right hand again. I'm going to hold it in the center and give it a little pinch, again, preparing it for the making of the cross, okay? So again, I'm going to place that here, behind this one here, behind this already folded one, so it's behind the work we've just done, and then fold it over to the right. So you see the way it's folded over, and it's holding this one in place. Now, going to again counterclockwise turn, holding it quite tightly, and I have one arm, two arms, three arms. Now the fourth rush is going to make the fourth arm on my St. Brigid's cross, like the one I showed you there a second ago. So I take a fourth rush in my right hand, again, give it a pinch, bring it over the work that I've just laid in or placed in, and it wraps and folds all the way around that and to the right, okay, like that. Now, keeping it in good order, keep your thumb and finger nice and tight there, just straighten it up as you go along and keep it nice and tight, okay? So we've got the first 4 rushes in, but we haven't finished yet. So we need to keep on going. I'm going to get another rush in my right hand. Going to give my cross counterclockwise turn again. Okay. Hold it tight between my thumb and my forefinger. In my right hand, holding the next rush that's going to be put in, I give it a pinch, and again, placing it behind like that, I fold it over to the right. Okay, so each time I put one in, it kind of locks in the work that I did in the step before. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to take shape. So you have this little square feature in the center. Okay, now holding it tight, pinching it with your finger and thumb, again rotate it counterclockwise 90 degrees. Okay, now nice and tight, another piece of rush, pinch it in the center again and fold it around. Okay, keep them nice and straight, keep them all in good order, and just kind of tighten it up as you go along. Again, counterclockwise turn and pinch and hold it nice and tight. Now, I'm going to keep on doing that, okay? Pinch around the back of these ones here, fold it over to the right, straighten up this work here, okay? And a counterclockwise turn, 90 degrees. Now, so traditionally there's 16 elements in a St. Brigid's cross, okay? But you can put in as many as you like, really. So you can make them small or you can make them big. It's entirely up to you, okay? And I'm going to turn it again. Now, the pinch is a handy one to give a little pinch beforehand, because you're kind of softening up the rush a little bit before you work it. So it's just how you prepare the material that you're working with. Counterclockwise turn, hold it again with your thumb and finger. And it's really important to keep it tight, because what can happen with the cross, it can just unravel really quickly if you're not holding on to it properly, okay? So it's one of the key kind of ways or to make it is to keep it nice and tight. So it's getting a little bit bigger each time. So each time I add in a rush, it gets ever so slightly bigger. And I'm going to give it another counterclockwise turn, hold it with my finger and thumb. So my whole hand is kind of supporting it. So my whole hand is behind it, and my thumb on my right hand is holding it in the right place. And every time I go to work, I'm actually working in the same position each time. I'm working with this bunch of rushes that are pointing or facing away from me, okay? I have a left arm and a right arm, and then I have this downward facing arm as well. So we're working on this top arm or upward facing arm each time. So I'm going to get another rush to place on that upward facing arm or the vertical arm. There's kind of different ways of describing it, so whatever works best. So I've pinched it, and now I'm folding it around over to the right hand side, okay? And again, that important counterclockwise turn 90 degrees, holding it with my hand and then putting my thumb back down to keep the structure nice and strong, okay? And here we go, another one. So you keep on repeating that same step each time. So hold it very tight, take a new piece of rush, pinch it, place it behind, fold it over, make sure everything is in order, nice and tight, and rotate and hold again. Okay, so we're getting there now. We've got quite a few on now, so all we have to do is place a few more in. So I'm going to put another 4 in, and we should be nearly there then at that stage, okay? So pinch it, fold it over. If anything gets out of line, just straighten it up, keep it nice and tight, and turn. and rotate. Okay, so another one there. I think I kind of like to see it grow bit by bit, kind of like a ½ centimeter at a time, and just you see the shape coming along as you worked it. Okay, now how many more? I think I'll put another one in. The back again, and fold it over and keep it nice and tight. Okay, so I'm going to put one last one in, I think, before I tie it off. Okay, yeah, that one kind of cracked on me a little bit. Okay, so I'm just not going to use that one. I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to take a better one, because especially for your last one, it's one of your outside rushes, so it needs to be not cracked. Okay, so there we have. I think I'll leave it at that. I think that's a good size there. Okay, but just for that last one that I put in, I'm going to do my final rotation here, and you see all of these here are trapped, or they're locked in under one of these rushes. Okay, except for this last one that we put in, so we want that one trapped as well. Okay, so I'm going to move this one out here like this. Okay, so I've just pushed this one here, if you can see that. I've pushed it out to one side just to give it a little bit of room. The last one I put in, I'm just going to push back a bit. I push it back, trying to keep it all there in place without it all falling apart. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put these last, this one underneath this one here, like that. Okay, so you see the way it's gone underneath? And then if I pull that back up, and if I pull that one back into place, each one of them now has been locked in. So I can actually let go of it now, because all of them are locked in. But traditionally the crosses would have been tied at each end as well. So we're going to give that a go now as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down for a minute. Okay, and I'm going to start off with my first piece of string. I thought I would need the elastic band. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, but I don't this time. So I'm going to go straight in for tying. Okay, so I'm going to put the string underneath the first one like that. Kind of gauge where you think it would look best. So you're kind of, just use your eye. It doesn't need to be exact, but just approximately, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to put it around there. And I'm just going to give it a knot, a nice knot there. So I'm going to give it its first tighten into place, and then another tie to knot it. Okay, so I've got a nice tie on it there. Now I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do the same for each arm, and I'm just going to roughly see kind of, well, tie them at a similar distance from the center. Okay, so this one's going to do that. First tighten, and then come along and give it a second tie. That's the second arm done. Now the third arm. Now here we are. And the last one. Okay. Now okay, so we've got them all tied now. Okay, and it's looking good. Now for the last thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to give the strings a little bit, well, not the last thing actually, second last thing. So I'm going to give the string a little bit of a chop. Okay, and now I'm going to do the final trim. So I'm going to give it a nice little diagonal cut at each arm. I'm going to take my scissors again and get a grown up to help you, okay? And I'm going to give a nice diagonal chop. I think it looks kind of decorative, okay? Again, same direction each time. So we have this kind of diagonal kind of chop there, or cut, okay? And another one. and the last one. Okay, until I have them all cut. Now I've made a St. Brigid's cross. Okay, now best of luck making your crosses. Okay, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy St. Brigid's Day. Okay, and thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.